Smooth 98.1 here. We are Lagos, Nigeria world for a Friday. This is a Tech Friday, and it is the Tech Friday before Christmas. I'm Sope Martins on Smooth Breakfast for the next 15 minutes. We've got Business Express, the Tech Friday before Christmas edition. And gentlemen, how are we faring? Fisayo, I see that you like that.
Yeah,
Morning, Rotus. Morning, Fisayo.
Good morning, Sope. The last Friday before Christmas, Tech Friday.
I love that I made you laugh this early in the morning. We'll take it. We'll take it. So, good morning, gentlemen. We've got a ton to discuss today. And in order to make sure this everybody gets a chance to share and air their views, we've got the platforms for you. We're already streaming live up on youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos. Go there, leave your comments on the live chat. You can send WhatsApp messages to 0809 440 981 and take things over to Twitter. #BusinessExpress981.
All right, I want a PlayStation 5 for Christmas. So if anybody wants to, I'm just telling Lagos and everybody else, if you want to get me a PlayStation 5, so you might as well, right? You might as well. But what we're getting into.
In that case, I want a G-Wagon for Christmas, y'all.
No, tech gifts. These are tech gifts. So you have to modify.
Rosie, you've never seen the inside of one of those cars. They're very
I hear you can like host a cinema inside those things. It's like huge. It's like a sitting room on wheels. Fisayo, what tech gift do you want for Christmas? Our listeners big boys and girls, listen to this show.
Tech gifts. I've never thought about it actually.
Maybe for the end of the show.
Contemplating.
Maybe for the end of the show, you'll tell us.
Yeah, okay. I'll start thinking about it.
Okay, we're getting a gift from government though. We're getting a gift from our lovely federal government. So the Christmas gift they are giving us is the repeal of the National Information Technology Development Agency Act number 28, 2007, and to enact that's NITDA, enact the National Information Technology Development Agency Act to provide for the administration, implementation, and regulation of information technology systems and practices, as well as digital economy. Their acts are so long, as well as digital economy in Nigeria and for related matters. What is bothering people, let me take a look, is a couple provisions that are in the act. Test and approve. The agency shall have powers to test and approve the use of information technology infrastructure and services before adoption in Nigeria, and also regulates the activity and service of a platform service provider and social networking service provider that creates, maintain, and make accessible to the public any device, tool, and application used for sharing and distributing information accessible in Nigeria. Fisayo and Sope, this is causing a lot of alarm. What say ye?
Well, first of all, I love that they gave like a day's notice. So, okay, stakeholders, if you really want it, they gave this notice yesterday, and the event is supposed to take place by 9 o'clock today. Okay, yeah. With how easy it is to get around.
That's how they shove these things into law,
Yeah, so for me, that's the first thing. What about you,
that means that if Sony wanted to release a PlayStation 5, NITDA would want to test it out to make sure it works before they can sell it. Or anyway, I don't know. Fisayo, what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, that's the idea. I mean, that's the idea here. I'm not sure what happens, everywhere else in the world. Because I know that there's some technology that has to be maybe approved before used. Not a blanket. Not a blanket.
Like NAFDAC now, health, medicine.
Exactly. Yeah. So even on technology grounds, right? So even things around cars, self-driving cars, they have to be tested and, all of that, get approvals from regulators before they can implement some of those things. It's technology development, right? But when you start adding things like apps, into applications, into it, meaning before I can download an app on Play Store, the app has to get an approval from the new name or the former NITDA. It's getting, like a I mean, it's feeling like a regulatory overreach, right? And essentially power grab, as far as I'm concerned. And of course, this thing just makes me confused because it looks like we're making 2 steps forward and maybe 5 steps backward. We've had different bills, startup bills that seem to like suggest that yes, we are making headway around this particular sector. Things around taxes, for startups, how all of those things work, contribute, finances for startups. We seem to have made development in there. And then suddenly, you just showed up with another regulatory overreach to say, okay, well, you might be happy that I gave you startup bill, but hey, here I come. Before you do anything, take approval from me. Again, just, essentially stifles what kind of innovation can happen and how, again, people might not take note of these or it might not be implemented, but when someone wants to implement some of these things, it becomes a huge bottleneck for the innovation, that happens in the sector. I guess that's where
I really love that you put that there, right? Because what happens is that we get a lot of these things, we get a lot of policies, we get a lot of laws, and we get a lot of new agencies, and then we don't really feel the effects or see anything. It's there, but then it's like it's given time to recede into the back of our the backs of our consciousnesses, and then when somebody insults somebody's appearance or something, then suddenly they get.
And then the law came, exactly. And the law will just show up like, yes, well, there's actually a law against saying that someone is a stupid person. Hey, never. Okay, so spend some time in jail first. So that's what happens when we overlook some of this, slightly. These laws don't punish anyone. They don't do anything until you want to get your application approved, and someone says that, well, you release the application without approval from NITDA or NITDA, something that they called it. Right, and then of course they'll tell you to pay fine of $1,000 for every person that have downloaded it over the last period of time. Well, that's the law, and then again, those are just concerns that I have particularly about this. But again, it's a
fantastic loophole to just be able to crack down on things you don't like.
Why do we keep? What is the problem here? Why do we keep having to deal with this? Is it that the people in power are old? Are they just really old people that are out of touch? Because if 3 of us were designing this bill, none of us will put it in there, right? And we're 3 diverse people on this bill in terms of what our backgrounds and everything. So what's the problem? Why are we in 2020? It's about to be 2023. The frustrating thing for me is that I don't go. And the startup bill, you just mentioned it. There was dialogue. The tech community was involved, and that's why I sent out invites to 2 people that were involved in writing that startup bill. But maybe I sent the notice too late and they couldn't join us. But you just had dialogue with them. So why put out something like this? What is the problem? Is it the people in power or what?
So for me, I think that again, it's over and over, and I've said that before. I think that Nigerians put a lot of attention on the president, on the governors, without attention on who the senators or House of Representatives members are. And I think that's where the real problem really is. There's one House of Rep member that lives in my estate. It's probably one of the most. But my challenge with that is that I see his campaign, poster again for re-election, and he's saying that value addition are short. And I asked, what did you do in the last 4 years? Right? Nobody knows. You never sponsored a bill. You never contributed on the floor. You never did anything. And you're coming back to 4 years later to say that, yes, you want to go back to the House. To do what exactly? Right? People don't understand that this kind of things, that's why they are there, to speak on behalf of the people that they're representing, to speak on behalf of, that they don't allow this regulatory cracks, just these loopholes to just show up in bills and of course in the laws that they pass, right? For me, those are the critical challenges that I'm having with this. So again, I think it's just that desire to put a bit more attention, on the legislative arm of government rather than just the executive alone.
Thanks, Fisayo. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I know people who are rushing to Abuja now to try and attend this hearing because, as Sope pointed out, when the notice was put out, So we just hope that enough. I didn't even know about this. Somebody it was someone that sent it to me. I said, "Hey, Rotus, have you seen this? Look at what's happening." And that anyway. So we'll just hope. I think it will pass because they'll put out the hearing. People will come and talk. They won't listen, and they'll shove it in there, and then we are back to square one. But I don't know. It's again about to enter 2023. And we're just still facing these same issues of a government that seems to be out of touch with the private sector, a government that will herald and shout about the benefits of tech when they want to run for re-election, but then when it comes to legislation, I don't know. This is a country that has a majority of youth, and you would feel that should be represented in government, but maybe it's apathy to voting or all these other things. I don't know. We can do better. I know we're out of time now, but we should. Nigeria doesn't deserve this, we should be doing a whole lot better than this. So there you have it. Let me
read these messages. So Michael Adetutu says, I did a survey sometime back as a risk management professional, and I said, irrespective of the fact that business interruption and cyber risk is on the increase, as well as political risk, the risks that we fail to see is regulatory risk, and it is shooting up and affecting businesses and infant industries.
Yeah. Certainly. That is on points.
Jonah from Isola says, Nigeria is a strange land. Everywhere you turn, the government is there to be the clog in the wheel of progress. It's about time we paid more attention to our representatives. Hopefully this bill won't fly.
Well, fingers crossed.
It's not a strategy.
It really isn't. It's a last resort. All right. And Rotus, when you said that we were at the end of the show, I couldn't believe time had flown so much. I was just like, wait, where did it go? It was so interesting.
I know.
It was so interesting. Yeah. Well,
hey,
people.
Our job is to bring stuff to the attention for the public. So we've done that, and then everybody they take it from there. That's it. So,
if you can make it 9 a.m., try it, people. Try it. And very quickly, I'll read this last one. Gilbert Musa from Festac, who says, like what Fisayo said, we as citizens need to focus on our state legislators for accountability in Nigeria.
Indeed. Right. Agreed.
Right.
Agreed.
All right, people. And as we find out how everybody is spending the weekend, we'll be doing that up on social media. Rotus might be posting pictures at Rotanquote up on Instagram. It will shock you that he'll be at his Zeus meeting. You can also find him up on Twitter at Rotanquote as well. That is the name you should search for him on social media at Rotanquote. And Fisayo at Arama Fisayo. What are you up to for the Christmas weekend?
I'm sleeping all through my.
You people are. I will come back with my tales of how Christmas went. Thank you. I guess I'm the only one flying the Christmas flag on today's show. It's all good. All right, gentlemen, have a wonderful weekend. Compliments of the season, and I'll see you.
Compliments.